In The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, right after clearing the Great Deku Tree and receiving the Kokiri Emerald, there seems to be nothing left that could hold Link back from leaving his childhood village. Nothing, that is, except for one final goodbye. It's a bittersweet little moment between these two, because although now Link is filled with the determination necessary to heed the call of destiny and save the world, it also feels like once he walks through that hollow tree stump out into the boundless world of Hyrule, he won't be seeing Saria again for a very long time. This scene always stuck with me as a kid, but it's difficult to explain why. There's no death, no betrayal, no great spectacle. Just a promise made in a moment when neither of them, nor I playing, understand how much growing up will change what that promise means. And maybe words won't fully capture what this moment means to me, but I want to try anyway. Saria and Link make their home in the Kokiri Forest, a magical place in the most literal and figurative sense. It's a society hidden deep in an inaccessible part of the world, surrounded by an even more dangerous territory called the Lost Woods, and guarded by the divine powers of the Great Deku Tree, who's towering like an ancient giant over the entire forest region. It's also a place of wonder and dreamy childhood nostalgia, inviting you to jump into your leather boots, put on your green tunic, and go explore the world around you. I remember spending days running around the village visiting every house, jumping back and forth over the little pond, getting blocked by Mido wherever I tried to go, figuring out how to help this guy with some rocks, or glancing at the shop and somehow being short on rupees every single time. There's just something about the Kokiri Forest that always felt right to me, with its whimsical and carefree music and moody afternoon lighting and these strange, glowy worm-style light particles. The humble yet engaging design of the village really helps sell the image of a childhood fairy tale wonderland a lot, and the whole place radiates that magical feeling that is so iconic to the entire franchise. It honestly might be my favorite tutorial area in any game, not least thanks to its peaceful, almost meditative vibe. Zelda games have always placed a strong emphasis on nature in their themes and world building. It's never simply used as a backdrop for the story to unfold or to traverse from point A to B, but rather treated as something sacred and alive. Something that is greater than oneself, something that experiences the same cycle of loss and rebirth that any ordinary life experiences. And Ocarina of Time in particular is no exception to that. Nothing can last forever, not even in the magical forest where children never age. The opening cutscene hammers this point home, leading with such starkness and intense seriousness that is unusual for a game marketed for children. The narration takes its time with moments of silence and is so uncluttered that it reels you right in. Darkness is looming over the lands of Hyrule, and the world is putting its faith into one boy. Ocarina of Time belongs to a class of great media that is intentionally crafted by adults for children. It carries meanings children can feel but not yet name. Truths about growing up, regret, and change that often only become clearer the older you get. Time, it's the name of the game. You could call it dark and mature, Or you could call it honest, in a way only adults reflecting on childhood can be. One of these honest truths that are hidden just beneath Ocarina's childlike fantasy exterior is the feeling of not belonging, with Link being the unwitting primary target of that message. From the moment he wakes up to the last time he appears on screen, the game makes it unmistakably clear that Link does not belong. Not in the forest, not in the future timeline with Zelda, not anywhere in this world. He is an outsider, burdened with a destiny no one should ever have to carry. Narratively, Link's lonesomeness is crucial for setting up his eventual hero's journey, marking him as someone exceptional, someone who defies all odds and making his rise to the occasion that much more compelling. Yet, at the same time, it casts a long shadow over him, and it dooms him to carry his burdens alone and places an invisible barrier between himself and everyone else. Unlike any other child of the forest, Link is without their signature fairy, meant to guide, protect, and help make sense of the world around them. He was literally known as the boy without a fairy, drawing the eyes of every villager, some more disapproving than others, and later even revealed to be a war orphan and refugee. This inherent difference makes it impossible for Link to hide his otherness, forcing him to live under the constant weight of rejection. Just looking at the way Link's treehouse is isolated from the rest of the community, tucked away and fenced off on a lower level of the forest, gives you a pretty good idea about the level of scrutiny Link is subjected to. To top it off, he is the one held responsible for the death of the Deku Tree. Not even by leaving the forest could Link escape this outsider stigma, because now, accompanied at last by his own fairy, he is visually trapped between worlds, bearing the appearance of a Kokiri despite actually being Hylian. This trend culminates near the end of Link's journey when he manages to rid Hyrule of its evil and save the day in the future timeline. Yet, despite his costly efforts and countless sacrifices, Link is not allowed to stay and must return to a time when his deeds are unknown and without anything to show for his heroic acts. And as if that weren't enough, even Navi, his trusted companion who grew so close to him, abandons him after fulfilling her duty to the great Deku Tree, leaving Link once again alone and without a place to truly call home. It seems that no matter where or when he is, Link does not belong. A boy fated to eternal solitude. And yet, after all this talk about Link's lifelong estrangement from the lives he touches, he has met one person he could call a true friend. A person who accepted him despite being different to everyone else. A person who with heavy heart bids him farewell before he sets out on an adventure of a lifetime. I guess it's time to talk about the bridge scene now, isn't it? In a rare moment of stillness, far removed from the chaos following the Deku Tree's death, this becomes a point of no return for Link, and in more ways than one. Once he crosses that bridge, everything will change. Everything already has changed for the hero of time. And Saria feels this too, and in her own quiet way tries to hold on to what she can. So she gives him her personal ocarina as a gift to remember her by. And he might not realize this now, but despite what the title of the game suggests, the greatest gift Saria ever gave to Link wasn't her ocarina, but the gift of friendship. Saria will miss Link dearly. Not many words are needed to convey that feeling of hers. And then they just stare at each other for a moment until Link suddenly just leaves. I've been thinking about the specific moment a lot lately. The dryness of that abrupt ending. No hug, no emotional gesture from Link, nothing. Yet, it is precisely this lack of overt expression that allows the moment to speak so effectively. Immediately after leaving the Lost Woods, you are bombarded by the bright sun of Hyrule Field, music that practically screams adventure, and an over-explanatory owl shamelessly overstaying his welcome. But here, it's quiet. And that's fine. Link is crossing a gap between two states of life right now, leaving his childhood, his innocence, and his only friend behind for the greater good of the world. I feel that deserves a little time and space. Ocarina of Time is obsessed with absence. The ruined market, the empty Kokiri Forest, temples built around vanished civilizations, people and identities fading. Everything what once was, now lost to time. Saria tries to resist this painful reality. As one of the ageless Kokiri, she's used to seeing the world as something fixed and unwavering. But ever since the death of their forest's guardian, even that has changed. Still, Saria believes, no, she wishes to remain friends with Link forever. That is why she teaches him her song, a promise to stay connected, to remain friends despite what lies ahead. And even after Link changes ocarinas, he carries that song with him into the rest of Hyrule, using it to forge new bonds in the same spirit Saria first taught him. The forest may change and Link may move forward, but Saria perseveres as she always has, patiently waiting for his return. Her song, ever so gentle, continues to echo through the lost woods, soothing the spirits of those troubled. Yet, as Sheik so poignantly says, the flow of time passes for everyone. Life goes on, and loss seems inevitable. Is becoming a sage a reward for virtue or a punishment for attachment? If sagehood is a blessing, why must it require leaving the world behind? Did Saria choose to become a sage, or was the choice made for her? Ocarina of Time poses all these questions without providing an answer to any of them. It feels cold and dismissive in a way. But that's just how life is, at least in part. Some things simply are the way they are. Like Link, Saria is claimed by destiny, relinquishing not only her own childhood in the process, but her life in the mortal realm entirely. Forever bound to her temple, her duty to Hyrule and the Triforce. It's nothing short of tragic, seeing how she has spent 7 years waiting for Link's return, hoping for even the simplest moments together, only to witness the world she once loved from a distance. Like all the sages, she remains present yet absent, intimately connected to Hyrule while simultaneously being painfully removed from it. After having played this game far more times than I could count, it is still difficult not to be sad by the time the credits roll. I always hold on to this childish hope that in this playthrough, everything will be different. Maybe the King of Hyrule will see through Ganondorf's scheme this time and banish him into a different world, and Link will never have to leave the Kokiri Forest, and all will be fine. Right? Right? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You can't turn the clock back and pretend nothing happened, neither in game nor in life. But for all the dark and mature themes of loss, sacrifice, separation, and loneliness that can make the game feel really depressing at times, there's also honest beauty to be found within them. For every loss, there is healing and growth that helps mend the wound and provides the strength to continue. For every sacrifice, there is a hero who saves the day and protects those who cannot protect themselves. For every separation, there is friendship that can transcend time and even space. And for every loneliness, there are memories that endure within us for as long as we do. Life may take something away, but it will always allow something else to grow in its place. The sword returns to its pedestal, left there in the knowledge that one day another hand will raise it when the time is right. Life goes on, the cycle continues. And though Saria's fate is naturally shadowed by thoughts of grief, what endures beyond it is the memory of a simpler time. A time of Kokiri innocence and friendship. In Link, and in all of us who remember, that echo lives on through Saria's song, continuing to resonate long after the forest fades from view.